Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about ways to add meaning and lead a life worth living. So let's get to it. Tony Aragon here from Planet Nirvana. On this channel, we help you find your confidence to increase your confidence so you can get the best out of life. So I asked my staff, what is a life worth living and how do you measure it? So that kind of got me thinking a little bit about like my personal life and what really does add to my well-being. What is a life worth living? What are the qualities? What are some things that I can do to add to a life worth living? Number one, take the time to get to know yourself. You see, I talk about this a lot. Self-awareness is key when you're trying to evaluate what's happening in your life. Get to know what your emotions are, what your desires are, what your character is. What are your goals? Get to know these things. Be able to expand on them so that way you have a good, solid foundation for what a life is that is worth living for you. Speaking of goals, work on meaningful goals. I've talked about this in a previous video when I was talking about self-confidence, is having a vision. Knowing exactly what you want to see in life is very important in your well-being, in a life that's worth living. So taking the time to have meaningful goals that are in line with your vision is going to go a long way in helping you along that way. Number three, give to receive. That really, what does that really mean? Well, we're living in a world that's, it's fast food, it's your way, right away, exactly the way you want it. And it's really led to a real, kind of a very selfish society that's very detrimental to people. And so giving into other people's life. It's a lot of the reasons why I do these videos, is I want to help out other people. It gives meaning to my life. I take some of my information and a lot of knowledge that I have and my experiences, and I try to share them with people, help people out in places where I've had most of my trials and tribulations to be able to go, okay, I made it out of this, so I'm going to be able to help you out. Number four, immerse yourself in everything you do. You see, you're not going to, if you're bouncing around from one thing to another and not really getting into a flow, deep work, if you will, then you're not really getting a lot of things done. There's no accomplishment there. Even in my relationships, I try to immerse myself in them. I try to be present in the moment with those relationships. So that way, I'm able to really glean and gain as much as I possibly can, as much happiness out of those as I can. It leads to meaning in my life. And lastly, learn how to forgive. Forgiveness doesn't need the other person that has wronged you. It just needs you. You see, when you're angry at somebody, it just eats at you. It doesn't do anything to them. It's like, I'm going to hurt somebody else and I'm going to burn myself. It doesn't work that way. Forgiveness is letting go of that hurt and say, I forgive you. I no longer hate you. I no longer have discontent for you. So these were things that came up in my life that I really felt were important to adding meaning and also leading a life that's worth living. I hope it helps you.